Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for some more Farming Simulator 19. We are back on the Michigan Farms map. We got quite a bit of work we got to do here today. We got to hop inside of the Ford F-250 here. Got this right here, ready to go. And we are going to get ourselves going. We got to cultivate and do some seeding. Got to get the fields planted, ready to go. And we are taking a look at the map. I'll show you guys in a sec. That should be good there. We're going to be taking out the tracked ones. See, we got a little bit of work on them already, so we're going to get going, continuing to rack up the hours on these machines. And we're going to actually get the cultivator. We'll head over to the first field that we got to get working on. But we have been getting ourselves ready here. We got some massive work coming ahead of us within the next, well, definitely the next video. Yes, we'll find out shortly, but we're going to back up to the cultivator. And we are just going to attach ourselves, and we are going to make our way over to the field. I believe it was field 15. I forget the exact number off the top of my head. It's right back here. We harvested some canola off it. Or we harvested canola from it off camera. And we're going to head over there and get ourselves going. Now, I kind of noticed running courseplay, we'll actually start down here, is I found that it had troubles trying to do the perimeter a little bit. Like, it didn't have it nice and like neat and nice and clean the way I wanted it to be. So we're going to hit the perimeter real quick. But we had an excellent time running the harvester here, and that was complete accident. Don't even know how I managed to hit that button. And we're going to try to get this out here without losing the equipment. And I believe it's, yeah, that button there. But we're going to get this brought over here. And we're just going to take a run around, and we're going to do the entire perimeter of it. There we go. Now we got to drop it. That's how you get it. And we're just going to run the perimeter of the field, and then we'll get courseplay set up running it for us. But everything is pretty good with this map. I actually kind of enjoy it. It's a very nice map. It's for, you know, this is the first time I'm doing an actual farming for it. So for a map this size, it has the big fields, but it's like everything's close by. So we're enjoying that. And hopefully at some point we'll get ourselves set up on a bigger field. And get that all working for us. We'll get some nice shots of that coming down here. And hopefully we can get this field done before it actually becomes dark out. But we're just bringing our way down here. And yep, we're right here at the end of it. And that's one of the reasons why it's going to be pretty good for us to do this, is that we have the tree line here, which is going to cause a little bit of a problem for courseplay. We're actually going to get it down this way a little bit more. But this is working out perfectly for us. We're not having any problems yet. Still trying to get used to how these tractors with the tracks kind of turn and everything. It's still a little bit, you know, get used to compared to using just the standard turning ability. So we actually missed a spot there. Let's back up and grab that. But overall, we are putting down the hours on these equipment, getting everything to run for us. And we're going to kind of spin this one, because we got that little river right there. And we'll leave that. Courseplay should hopefully fix that and clean it up for us. But this is just going to make sure that the entire perimeter gets done, because I noticed it'll like stop like halfway till the end of it. So running this should usually help us out. Get some in-cab looks of everything. But running these massive, long cultivators and everything really will put a toll on the tractors, so hopefully we get them going pretty well. Actually, I kind of want to see how many miles I can get on a tractor. The one tractor we've been using for quite a while is already up to, I think, 7 hours if I remember correctly. The last time we used it, so we're hopefully getting the hours put on it and get it running out nicely. We're coming out this way a little bit too far. And same thing here, we'll go and we'll give it a turn. And then the last pass we have to do, and then we'll get courseplay set up. But running courseplay is definitely the definitely a perfect thing to have when running this map. It runs everything nicely for us, and it's better because for the in-game, you have to hire your helpers. Like the in-game hired helpers just don't work for different things. You can only really do basic harvesting, cultivating, and seeding, but you still have to do a lot of stuff yourself. So I am looking forward to that, and let's get ourselves down here to the end of the field. And we're going to fold that up real quick, and while that's actually doing, we'll get ourselves in our position so we can do the setup and let it run. And actually, one of the things I gotta get used to this cultivator is that it's always the pain with the pivoting axle there. We'll actually come out here, we'll just spin it around at the bale barn here. But we'll get courseplay set up, we'll get that running. And that should be good there. And we're going to be doing some field work, course generation. No, I don't want that. On field 15, and I do one pass around with the smooth, and it'll kind of help us out there. And that should work, and it'll set us up and get it generated out nicely for us. So hopefully we don't have any problems, and I don't want that. And we'll just start it at the first waypoint. It'll get that all pulled out, ready to go for us. And it'll kind of do a lap around the way we already did, but it'll make sure that if there were something that we happen to miss, it'll cover it nicely for us. and it will get to work on that for us. But while that's running and it's doing its first hot lap around, we're hopping the other one here, and we're actually gonna get our seeder. And thinking about it, I think I'm gonna plant canola here again, because canola's the it's the gold here on this map. You know, it's worth the most at the one place. And for us to pay back our loan, we need to get as much money as we can. And running canola will be that for us. So hook up on that. We did plant a little bit of soybeans. And I think I'm going to get just a little bit more seed. I'd rather fill it up here. Oh, I keep doing that. For some reason, I keep hitting the button as I'm driving. We'll just come over here, get ourselves loaded up on seed, and hopefully it doesn't take too long for us to do this map. And it should just be that button. But knowing my luck, I don't remember it really that well, and we're not close enough to it. There we go. We just went a little too far. But we'll get that seeded out, and we're actually going to, as I said, we're going to do soybean, or not soybeans, canola again, just because it's worth the most money on this map. We can get rid of that. As I said, I'm still trying to get used to how this seeder runs with this. The only thing I'm worried about is that headline down there. So I think we might do the same thing. We're going to do a smooth turnaround, because I can always, fluff up the edges. So I can always do that and then have it follow the 1x1 path. So we're going to actually hop over into the cultivator. We'll ride with this a little bit, because I don't want it to cut over and start losing the stuff that we did. It's just a little bit better just to let it run. We'll have it run up here, get that nicely done up. But while we're waiting, so currently our next set of fields that we're going to be having come up and pop up will actually be 6, 3, 9, and 16. I got a feeling they're all going to hit right around the same time. And so those are going to be pretty interesting. We're going to have to rent some equipment for 9, because that has potatoes. And then 6 and 7, or 16, I believe, are both sunflowers. So we'll just hit 1. We'll probably hit 6 and then hit 16. But we'll have them jump back and forth from field to field, and we're going to be running all of our equipment pretty much at one time for that field, or for those fields, and get those done. But this thing is running pretty good here. We're going to get the work put on it. And I'm actually not too concerned about having the exact corners done all the way. So even if we only did the one loop through, I think it should be fine. But we're going to get it set up. We're going to let it do probably 2 passes. We'll have it go down and then come back. And then once it comes back, we'll get the seeder going and get all that stuff running pretty nicely, hopefully. Like I said, I couldn't imagine what it would be like trying to run 2 or 3 equipment at one time on one field. I think at some point we might have to do that with the harvesters, or at least give that a try. Okay, I see what it's going to do. It's going to go down to the end and then it'll come back. working its way around. But this thing puts in its work. You can see all that dirt packing up on it. A nice thing I like about this field is that it's not a complete flat. It's like nice and hilly, which I'm kind of worried that that might cause a little problems for us. But we'll see as we get to that point. And we'll actually see how well. As I said, I think that tree line would cause us problems if we did like a standard back and forth. I think we might have to do one loop in, like one headland, and then jump over with regular back and forth. But I think we might hit that just to do that, just to kind of avoid the tree line, avoid the rivers everywhere. It kind of just make it nice and easy for us, so we don't have to deal with those problems at all. But as I said, this stuff, these equipments are getting used up. We did plan on having them continuously running, but we got the track ones, so we can sit there and kind of, you know, have it work a little bit easier for us on the fields, so that's not causing any major grief for us. And then we have all the standard wheeled ones to do the bulk of the work. Everything that takes a lot of work into getting the stuff working on, you'll get the jobs completed. But as you can see, this thing it's definitely going to get its work out here. And of course, we still have the one equipment at the farm that has 0 hours on it. See, that's the thing, like it doesn't do, it will miss that little patch right there. So maybe what we might need to do is stop the course, do a second lap back and forth, and then have it run that way. I have no clue what it's doing. Yeah, I got absolutely no clue what the course play is planning here. Well, that helps with that a little bit, but it's not doing everything. So we're going to have it go to the end real quick. We'll do a one pass on both sides, and then we'll have it run the course again, or continue from that spot. You can see we're turning over the field, getting everything running nicely. That's the only thing with this, is you gotta make sure everything's good and it's going correctly here. The harvest thing, you can just set it up and have it go. But these, you know, in order, you know, prevent the seeder from getting, you know, caught up anywhere, we have to make sure that's running correctly. So actually we'll get it set to stop real quick. As I said, we'll do the one pass down here, one pass down that end, and then we'll continue it, and then it should not worry about the field at all. Yeah, like see, as I said, it keeps stopping like right there. So we'll do a drop here, and we'll just do a run down here. Spin it to the other side, do another run down, and then hopefully we're in and out, no problems. Rest the way, and this should actually make it easier for the whatchamacallit, the cedar. So then we'll get the cedar in here, we'll get that going, we'll get it fertilized out. And then hopefully we have no troubles as we let this field run. But we are working slow and steady here, trying to get that massive loan paid off. And I'm going to do a second pass down here, down this way, more or less just to make it easier on the cedar. So we can have the cedar run and just let it go without causing us problems. Because I believe the cedar is the same thing. It's like right around the 18 point. I think it's actually an 18.6 meter cedar, if I remember correctly. But we'll get this done up so that way everything's running smoothly. And as I said, that way all it has to focus on then is just running the equipment. Letting Courseplay do all the work. Okay, we got that corner. I thought we missed it there for a second. And then we'll take this path down this way. And then it should be easy. Then it's just a matter of going back to the other end, lining it up and having it run. But let me know how your day is going down in the comments below. My day is going absolutely fantastically. And then, oh yeah, we forgot about that little mess right there. But as I said, we'll get this down here, and then it should just be a matter of starting it up. And having it continue. Actually, if we just do that, it should do it for us. So then we don't have to worry about anything else. And all we have to do is get this field turned over, ready to go with the next load. But luckily, we haven't seen any rain yet for us in here. So luckily we don't have that yet. We gotta just make sure we're careful so we're not losing anything, and that should be good. So then we can fire up the cedar and we'll get ourselves going. Course generation for our field 15. We'll do the same thing. We'll do one headland around clockwise. We'll make it smooth and we'll generate the course. And it'll do the exact same thing, so it'll come around. And once it hits here, it'll come back and it'll just start going up and down the rows. And hopefully we don't have any problems. Actually, should we do 2 headlands? No, we're going to do 1 because I think it's going to make it a little bit harder on us. So then we'll drive the course from the first waypoint. And drive course. And we'll get this thing started up. It'll plant the seed and we will get this field going. And it's set up with canola, so we are good to go. This will run here. We'll get this stuff planted out. As you can see, we had the, work put on them from the past fields we were cultivating. Get everything running. And then once this is, as I said, once we get this set up, we'll go through and we'll have it fertilized. We'll hit it with the sprayer real quick. That way we don't have to worry about any problems. But taking a look at our map, as I said, we have the sunflowers posted up here, a little bit of soybeans we got planted, oats, corn, and then we have potatoes. This is going to be a fun one to do because we're going to be having all of that running. We have 2 wagons, but I think at some point we're probably going to have to get 2 more. Not wagons, trailers. We'll have to get 2 more of those, and then hopefully that works where it's not causing us any problems. And if worse comes to worse, what we might have to do is we might have to get more tractors. Yes, and you're probably thinking we got 6 tractors already, but thinking about it in the long run, we might be pushing that line where we're going to have to consider that way we're constantly keeping, fields getting seeded, cultivated, and we're just running pretty much non-stop. But this stuff is going to take quite a while to run out. It's doing an excellent job so far on the field. Got 2 pieces of equipment running heavily, and I don't anticipate us running out of seed on this field. And I decided, instead of creating a seed refill, that we would just fill it up from the beginning. And just let that run. But that is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Here we're getting all this stuff running, firing on all 4 cylinders. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, comment, and as always, I'll see you next video.